We are going rogue here at G1 Toys, and once again succumbing to the power of the Force. The toys create it, they make it grow, and their energy surrounds us and binds us until we are broke and lying flat in the gutter. But at least we have a killer action figure collection, and we can thank the Force for this. Now, buckle up while we make the jump to hyperdrive with a brief origin story. Recruited by Mon Mothma, Sergeant Jyn Erso fights for the Republic as they strive to defeat the rising galactic civil war. Her mission, if she chooses to accept it, is to retrieve the dreaded Death Star plans and put an end to tyranny in the galaxy. Captain Cassian Andor, an Alliance intelligence officer who has seen his fair share of battles. He is known to keep his cool under pressure and demands respect from his troops. His main focus for this run in Star Wars is to watch Jyn to head off any reckless behavior. He is a reserved, experienced leader who won't balk at the sign of Imperial resistance. Once part of the Galactic Empire as an enforcer droid, K2SO, reprogrammed by Captain Cassian, fights for the Alliance now. He takes part in the group assigned to steal the Death Star plans and restore democracy to the system. We unveil the Death Trooper, the elite and variant to the Galactic Stormtrooper. They were part of the Empire's intelligence and served under Orson Krennic's command. They were part of their commander in purpose and acted as a unit weapon against the Alliance. With heavy firepower, they stand fast and intimidate the Republic soldiers with an ominous presence. Ladies and gentlemen, this wave is very impressive out of the box, and I'm going to go through some of the minute details on each figure for you. But before we do that, I'm just going to let you know I didn't do an origin story on Kylo Ren, and I didn't do an origin story on Rey, which is actually in the wave of figures of this particular lot as well, because we've already discussed them in a previous review. So if you want to see those origin stories, go ahead and watch my Wave 1 review of The Force Awakens, and you'll see that. But in the meantime, I'm going to discuss the box for Rey, the new box for Rey that this wave comes with. The only extra you're getting is an accessory right here, and that is a blue lightsaber. Right there is the only extra you get with the new Rey that comes in this particular wave. It's still even marked to number 2, as you can see on the side and on the back there. So no differences other than the lightsaber hilt in the, not the hilt and the lightsaber in the package there, as you see. So that's really all you're getting there different with Rey. But man, this wave is fantastic. Out of the box, it's been very impressive so far. I'm going to go ahead and start from the left to the right and show you all the details now. Now, this is Jyn Erso, and she looks great, guys. She's a good-looking figure. I do like all the detail on her. I like the fact that they have this pouch here for her pistol, which looks very nice too, might I add. That is a very nice looking little pistol. Her hands are really small, I noticed, but I kind of dig that. I like this figure a lot. It's really nice. It's got this this shroud over her head here that you can actually remove, and I'll show you what that looks like off later. But articulation wise, it's pretty standard. She doesn't have any double jointed elbows. She doesn't have much articulation to the front. As you try to ab crunch her, she doesn't have much, but she does have the double jointed knees. She does have the ankle pivot here at the bottom. She's got the peg holes in the bottom of the feet and a number there. You know, it's pretty standard thus far for Black Series figures from what I'm seeing. Pretty decent figure. Probably my least favorite of the lot other than Rey, but I do like that figure, probably the second best in this wave. And then we have the next is Captain Cassian Andor, and he's looking great. Now I have his helmet removed, as you can see, which I think looks so much better on this figure. He does come with this gun right here. That's a pretty nice looking big blaster gun with the extra little tab on it right there. That's pretty cool. There's some good detail in this guy. He looks like he's straight out of Hoth right now, and so I'm digging this a lot. There's no double articulation on his elbows, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, what do you do? It's a decent looking figure. He's got this other pistol right here that attaches into this little area here, and there you go. Let me show you that pistol a little closer. Actually a very nice looking pistol, very well detailed and well painted pistol. I'm just going to put that to the side for now. But yeah, I like this guy. He's cool. He's a good looking figure. I don't like the fact that this is like binoculars or something that are stuck in there and you can't really move them. But oh well, what do you do? So it's a great looking figure otherwise. You know, it's got the peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Articulation's standard on this one, except for no double jointed elbows, which kind of sucks. You can look up a little bit, down a little bit. He does have a little bit of head pivot, not much, and side-to-side motion as well. So I like the figure. You know, I mean, I'm not going to complain about him. I think he's cool. Let me show you his helmet up closer here real quick. Decent looking helmet. I like this. Good detail again. I just don't like it on him. For some reason, it doesn't look as good. I'll show you what that looks like on him later as well. But this is a good looking little piece. It's well sculpted and it's really pliable. So I like that aspect of it as well. Now, guys, getting into the next figure, this figure is so impressive. This is K2SO, and his neck is really thin, as you can see, so I'm really worried about articulating him too much, but he does look down pretty far on this articulation, as you can see. He does look up a little bit, but I don't want to force it, so I'm not gonna. His head does have quite a bit of a pivot though, and you can move it to the side as well. So that's really cool articulation. Look at all the details here though. You got this battle damage look, this worn look throughout on this figure, and he looks fantastic. And even though you know, he's kind of a tall figure, they've done some work underneath his arm joints and everything. There's some paint in there, as you can see. That looks really nice, guys. I'm digging this. This figure is fantastic so far. It's one of my favorite in the wave for sure. Even that galactic symbol right there is a little bit worn. As you can see, that's pretty cool. You don't really see that often on these types of figures. They don't really make the insignias worn. They make them more prominent so that you can see what faction they belong to. So actually, he is a bad guy, but he was reprogrammed by him, of course, to fight for the Alliance. So that's awesome, guys. He does have great articulation, ab crunch to the front and back right there. Again, the detail just keeps coming. Underneath those legs, you can see they painted that, and it looks fantastic, guys. It just works. This guy works. He's awesome. His articulation is very interesting. Look, you can bend his arm all the way back, and his hand, you can bend all the way up like this or the other direction as well. So, guys, the articulation for a robot is fantastic. It's perfect. He's got a lot of articulation for being such a tall, lanky robot. But I love him. He's great. His legs do the same thing. Look at this. My wife took him out of the package, and she took him out like this, and I thought she had broken his leg, and I was so freaking mad at first. But then I realized he has this leg that moves both directions. It's freaking awesome. I love it. Also, which is another part that's cool, is this moves independent of this part right up here, as you can see. So that's really cool, guys. They've done a lot of work on this K2SO. And I am digging this guy. He looks fantastic. Again, with his feet, you can pretty much walk around with broken feet if you want. So it's awesome, guys. The articulation's fantastic on this guy. He is nothing but impressive for sure on this K2SO figure. So yeah, go ahead and pick him up. I do have some in my store right now for about 27 bucks if you're interested. Again, we have some nice looking bad guys here. This is the Death Trooper. And he's got some really nice detail as well. I like the fact that they left some flat black underneath his arms and by his legs. I'll show you that in a sec too. And then they put the glossy for his armor. So guys, that is perfect. That's exactly what they needed to do with this figure. He looks great. His gun is pretty cool looking. It's got some pretty decent detail on the other side here. As you can see, they painted a little red mark. That's pretty cool. So guys, I'm loving this guy. You know, the coolest part though is if you look at him just right, you can see that green tint in his eyes. Look at that. It's amazing. It's really cool what they did with the paint on this guy. I like that it looks black there, but if you move him just right, you can catch that green. So that's really cool. He does come with this little gun right here that attaches in the side. Can't really see it too well, but it's got some decent detail. No paint detail, but I like the sculpt on it. It's a nice looking figure altogether. He's got some paint up here on the top, paint in the facial area. I don't know if you can see all that or not well, but it does look fantastic, this figure does, and I'm loving it so far. He's got some really smooth, nice articulation in the waist, in the torso area. I dig it. Down into the legs now, this is where it shines some more. You got this glossy black, and then you got this flat black in the joint area, and that's so cool, guys. They did such a good job on this Death Trooper, and of course you got the classic Stormtrooper look right there on the back. The little notches in the back of the helmet. Very shiny helmet too, by the way. But wow, this guy is definitely one of my faves. Probably, if not my favorite in the wave of these figures. I'm just loving this. You know, this wave didn't get a lot of love so far, it looks like, in the stores. But you know what? It deserves a lot more attention than what it's been getting for sure. Here is Kylo Ren unmasked. And you can move this down so that you can actually see his hair sculpt and everything. It looks nice. I like it. The lightsaber is cool that he comes with. It's just, you know, the standard as he came with before. He hasn't gotten any extra articulation that's notable. He doesn't have any double jointed elbows or anything. But I do like this option with Kylo Ren for sure. It does look very nice. He's got this extra lightsaber hilt that if you look at it a little closer, you can see that it has some color on the very bottom of it where that gold is. That's about the only differences between that hilt and the hilt that he has the lightsaber lit up on right here. And as you can see, there's a little bit of color, but it's not nearly as prominent as the other one. So Kylo Ren looks great too. I can't complain about him at all. He's fantastic looking. This wave's fantastic looking. So let's get into the grading next. Bravo. This set is amazing. Appearance, I'm going to give this set a very good score, and I'm going to go ahead and show you this real quick on Jyn Erso before we let you go here on the next category. But look at this head sculpt. It looks fantastic. Even underneath the little shroud thing that she comes with right here, as you can see, it is removable, which is very nice. I like that aspect of this figure, but very nice likeness of capturing the actress there. Very awesome. In the back, you can see her hair's in a bun there. If you move her head forward a little bit more, there is a neck joint back there that shows predominantly, but if you just leave it where it's at, it looks really nice and just fantastic all around. This set is going to get a 9 in appearance, just shy of perfect, but I am loving this, guys. It looks so good. I can't even stress enough how good this set looks, so please don't let the lack of hype discourage you from going out and getting this set. It's fantastic. And now we talk about articulation. This set was a bittersweet thing. I think that it was bitter in the fact that there was no double jointed elbows on pretty much every figure, but the fact that K2SO had so much articulation for being the robotic, tall robot that he is, I thought that really brought a lot to the table here. And there really wasn't any hindrance I had with articulation as I wanted to pose these guys for these shots here. So I think that it's a really solid set when it comes to that category, and I think that it deserves the 8 I give it in articulation. And as we discuss the field of durability, this set is very solid. You know, the only part of any of the figures that feel a little bit flimsy might be the legs of Jyn Erso. You know, they got that bend in the knee area going on that makes you think that you might snap it if you're not careful. So that's really the only thing that I've noticed with this set that has any type of frailness to it. So I dig it, guys. It's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 in durability. And we're to collectability here, guys. You know what? Forget all the hype. Forget all the fact that this is not popular right now. I just don't think it's been given enough time to catch on and to fully sink into the Star Wars fan. This has been an amazing wave so far. There's no waits in the stores. You get down there and it's completely vacant. So go pick it up now. At Target, they have a deal right now where you can pick up every figure in the wave and save 25 bucks. Yep, you heard me, $25. You can go down there and basically get a free figure right now, and every figure is going to be there. I mean, if it's not, I'll be surprised, but go ahead, try me, check it out. I think you're going to love this wave when you get it. You won't be wasting your time. In collectability, this gets a 9. It was just shy of a perfect 10, but you know what? I love it. I think it's going to blow up the Star Wars universe. So let's get into the next field. And for an overall score, this set earns an 8.5. Now, doesn't Cassian bear a striking resemblance to Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters? Yeah, I'd have to say yes on that one. This wave has been a gift, guys, from Disney. Let me explain. It hasn't been over-advertised, the Force Friday sales were not overinflated, and the amount of exclusives available are reasonable. They are keeping it relatively hush-hush for Star Wars, so I, for one, appreciate the lackadaisical nature of this experience this time. This is something Abrams lost sight of during his reign of The Force Awakens. With any luck, our future with Star Wars will be strong, but will also be an enjoyable pastime of collecting. We say these things in Obi-Wan Kenobi's name. Amen. Subscribers, take a moment out for the G1 lesson of the day. Waddle your way to a Walmart today for an ample supply of Black Series figures tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and subscribe graciously for a new review around the bend, and channel your inner toy.
You want my taco, boy? You want this taco right here? Well, you can't have my taco.
You're being awfully reckless, Jyn.
What are you, my dad? Have a Coke and a smile and STFU.
Speaking of dear old dad, what kind of father names his kid after hard alcohol?
A father that doesn't hide his daughter from the world.
In that case, he should have named you Sassy Pants.
Why don't you go make love with a facehugger and leave me alone?
Wrong movie, stupid. That's Aliens.
Oh, then you do know about those things looking like vajayjays. You're nasty.
You best watch your mouth or I'll knock you into the next wave like I did with Ray. And this time, I won't give you a lightsaber. I'll give you a limp banana.
Quoting Labyrinth, you have no power over me. How dare you put me in this box with just a banana? I demand respect. I know you wanna break out, wanna break out.
And that's what you get when you talk back to a Foo Fighter.
You know you make me break out.